Let me explain what I mean now, right? Let's take short time, for example. Short time is like your boat. You need a cleaner, you need a service provider, a service providing agency. You go to the short time app. On that app, you can find service providers around your location, just the way Uber is. Now, we have a lot of people who have done this. I keep seeing them pop up every day. Oh, if you're looking for a plumber, if you're looking for a chef, download my app. Good. Now, kicking off the short time project, I had to hear about H3. H3 is a framework, right? And then I started thinking about the complexity of the data. Like when you open boats, if you open boats, for example, now on your phone, like the real time feedback, you're processing over. Okay, let's say you have 1 million users. You're processing over 1 million active service providers, their current locations. You're tracking when they're active. You're tracking when they're inactive. You know how they laugh now? I don't see people they run now. They say they won't use Laravel to. Sorry, Laravel is very good for this, right? I'm not laughing at Laravel. Oh my God, why are you laughing at Laravel? No, you're not laughing at Laravel. They might think you're laughing at Laravel. PHP can actually take that thing off, but it's not just about coding it. It's not about writing how do I explain it with that? Okay, let me freestyle. Let me do everything I can. When I laugh about people who have been doing it, because this is something I want to do, I check my competitors. Everybody wants to create a bot for service providers, right? What did I notice? They're more focused on someone who comes in and registers, he knows how to do this. And then somebody wants that particular service. And then I check your current location and they try to see the location the other person sets. Maybe if they own their GPS, it just fits in their GPS, like it updates it once in a while, right? But they're usually doing this themselves, manually, right? Most of them are doing it in a way it doesn't scale. It will not scale, right? And most of them have not even learned how to apply those framework. Most people right now, they're still doing this in a traditional way where they just, I don't know how to explain it I don't know how to even explain it. I mean, I've seen people who don't really understand there's a project that someone has already done, Uber. There are lots of framework, lots of projects that Uber used to do this. So you take up that same project, you feed it to the AI, and you build upon it, you monitor it, you learn in the process. And while you're learning in the process, you now get to understand how it might be easier to serve 1,000, 10,000, but once you start looking at it from a perception of maybe 5 million users, then you get to realize right now that it's a whole lot of infrastructures. Kubernetes and Docker will start coming in. You start having Redux databases because people would want to be getting real-time fast info. So when I talked about they're using Laravel alone, I was laughing. It's because some people might want to do this whole thing on PostgreSQL or just, MySQL. Now that's if somebody wants to do it solo, which most of them I've seen they've done solo. Right now, the ones who have done it as a team, most of them have just done backend in the space of backend for traditional transaction like fintech, backend for maybe business e-commerce platform, or backend for maybe a service provider or something like that. But they've not done real-time architecture for real-time on-stream live tracking service. But they don't have to do it, right? You learn on the job. And this is not something everybody does every day. Good, but you see everything I'm talking about Redux, I'm talking about H3, I'm talking about all these things is because I now have to go give the whole system to AI to implement. I started learning in the process certain things I have not dived into because my previous domain was automation, maybe web automation, browser automation, workflow automation, a bit of fintech and e-commerce. I mean, this has just been where I've just been dancing around, right? But having to use AI to vibe code this project from the PROD, the product requirement document, and the SRS, the system or software requirement specification, having to build all these models, do I still have most of them open? Okay, I think I have it open on my whimsical. Having to build all these models of what I want to do and how good I've gotten with prompting and using AI to vibe code, I'm now like, oh my God. Anybody who wants to go into this that has not formed the habit of reading might not be able to build complex systems. Now, the only luck I think I have right now is the fact that I have just made it this obsessive decision where I am always learning. Because, why I'm saying this is because it's only when you have learned something, you might know where to find your solutions. I'm trying to look for my short time model, the requirement of short time. Okay, so this should be short time canvas. Short time, no, this is not the full short time. We built the whole requirements specification. Okay, let me switch over my schema, my workspace rather, and type short time, not here. Where would that schematics be? I'm trying to recall where that's. I think I created a. Okay, I can remember where that thing is now. Sorry, it should be on Teams. It should be on Teams, team engineering team. Inside engineering team, product gathering. Right, it's a product gathering. I think. I mean, I'm supposed to come back. I've not touched this project for some time. System development models. Is this system development model? Okay, let me check this model. Is it this? Okay, no, this is not the schema I'm looking for. I have different architectures over here. Oh, this is the architecture. This is the model. This is the requirement of short time. This is the short time requirement. Now, you see the way I built the requirements, right? I was building it like this, and I just left the project. The countdown is almost done. I left the project. And why did I leave it? I said, nah, I need to go and study system engineering again. I don't know why I'm this way. It's like, it's a problem. I'll just go back and learn things I've learned, come back and learn new things, and learn everything regarding what I want to do. Then I will not start doing it. So maybe that's why it looks like I procrastinate too much. Because instead of me to just go and kick off and do something and figure it in a way, I want to learn everything that requires that particular topic. Then sit down and make the best decisive decision. And one of those decisions now is part of what made me start learning most of these things, because I didn't know most of these things before. Like I said, I don't work with framework. But because I had a very big architecture, I started trying to do it manually. While I was trying to do it manually, this was when I started getting into that thing where they told me, oh, framework would really be the best. Why would you? Because I talked to these AIs, and I tried to consult by asking like engineering questions. I'm not supposed to be making videos like this, right? But because so one would expect me to be this kind of developer who knows Laravel. It's going to be shameful saying I don't know Laravel, but that's not my area of specialty. My area of specialty is automation. Being able to automate, fine-tune data, follow-up data, anything that has to do with intelligence, prediction, permutation, finding pattern, automating workflows. These are what I gave all my life to. So it's now I'm beginning to unplug, to now start plugging into normal web development, normal system, mobile development, and all this. So usually I would be taking different tutorials each after another one. But right now, I implement first. Like this short time now, you will not believe I've not done much on it. But watch how I'm going to release a short time before Friday. Before Friday now, you're going to be asking, how did he do it that he just built a full-fledged app that would be... Today is what? Today is Monday. Today is Monday. Right? Okay. Short time app, back end, front end, web app, everything in less than a week. Fully tested. Maybe I should upload this video to let you know that this might not have been my field, but it took a whole lot of study, which I still really feel like most people who want to go into anything that has to do with software engineering would need to normalize learning a whole lot of new things and learning from AI.